Good morning. Welcome to Thursday Thought and to a new strand of thought, passing through. Very appropriate for a motorway service station. Over the next couple of weeks, Brian and John will be helping us to think about the motorway and railways and the various ways that people do pass through. But today I'm thinking about the very concept of passing through itself. There's an old proverb that says, "To travel hopefully is better than to arrive." I'm not really sure what I think about that. On one hand, I completely agree about the thrill of travelling hopefully, but it does seem to suggest that the arrival is always going to be a bit of a letdown, and I find that faintly depressing. To me, it's hard to travel hopefully without also having some hope in the destination. I think, for example, about the little 6-year-old girl, Neve, from our small church school in Crosby Ravensworth. Neve has got type 1 diabetes. She's had it since she was 18 months old, and it has a huge impact on her daily life. And yet last weekend, little Neve cycled 20 miles on her small child's bike from Crosby Ravensworth to Sedbergh to raise money for a diabetes charity. It was icy and hilly, very hard going, but when she finally made it, she arrived to a great cheer and a wonderful celebration tea organised by the girls of Sedbergh School. And from the warmth and safety of a room full of cake and hot chocolate, Neve was telling me cheerfully about how she kept falling off on the ice and what a great adventure it was. But if you look at the video of the actual bike ride, you can see her at times close to tears, wrestling with the ice and variable blood sugar levels. I'm pretty sure that for Neve, to arrive was better than travelling hopefully. I can't help thinking that we need both the hopeful travel and the happy arrival in our lives. I've always loved travelling. Growing up, we lived mostly abroad, and I used to travel widely across Europe. When my parents were asked where we'd been on holiday, they would always cite the destination, Tuscany, for example. Whereas I would answer the same question by saying that we'd travelled through France, had a meal in Dijon, drove through the Alps, I saw Mont Blanc and Lake Como and Milan, and then finally we arrived in Tuscany. And then on the way back, ... and so it went on. You had to have time to ask me that question in those days. I kept a list of every place that we'd passed through, and to me, travelling, passing through, was part of the holiday. The passing through was as wondrous as the arrival. And indeed, the passing through, of course, affects the destination, and the destination affects the mood in which we travel. For me, T-Bay northbound, you might think it strange, has always been a bit of a special place for passing through. In my days as a lawyer, I used to stop here on my way back to my Scottish homeland. And I used to love it when I arrived and looked at the view down the valley. It was a point of instant relaxation that told me that I'd left my London office far behind and was once more amongst my own people. And today, in this motorway service station, we will encounter people travelling to a huge variety of destinations. Some travelling on holiday, some to family funerals, some on business. Some will meet here to hand over children between parents who live apart. And for every one of them, the destination will affect the manner in which they pass through. But, and this is an encouraging thought for those of you who work here, the manner in which they pass through will also affect the destination. So this experience they have here as they pass through will matter probably far more than you realise. In Christian wisdom, our lives have always been likened to a journey. Great stories such as the Canterbury Tales or Pilgrim's Progress encourage us to think of our lives as a journey and to understand that we're all on a journey. We're all passing through. We might wish we could reach a happy destination and stay there, but life is best lived by journeying on. Now, in that wisdom, we are encouraged to think about the destination, but we're also encouraged to relish the journey and to see significance in passing through. And not to be disturbed when life turns out not to be as settled as we thought. Life is supposed to be a journey, not a settling down. Our very mortality tells us that we're all passing through. But by passing through in a way that takes notice of what we pass, that enables us to embrace the passing moment, we can learn the gift of living. There's another proverb coined by William Blake which says, "He who binds to himself a joy does the winged life destroy, but he who kisses the joy as it flies lives in eternity's sunrise." In other words, if we try to cling on to the good things of life, we'll destroy them. They're winged, they're designed to pass through. As soon as we make them try and stay forever, we destroy them. But if we can kiss the joy as it flies, love it and let it go, then we're free to kiss the next joy as it also flies by. To travel hopefully is to travel in the belief that just as the sunrise is constant, so new joys are always in store for us just over the horizon. And so we don't need to cling on to the present or to the past, but we can pass through in the hope that the best is always yet before us. To travel hopefully is the best way to arrive, because if we pass through attentively, learning from the journey, kissing each joy as it flies, we find that there are always more winged good things winging their way over the horizon towards us, so that our ultimate destination lies not in fate's disappointment, but in eternity's sunrise. So as we think of the things and the people who've passed through our own lives, and as we think of the way in which our own lives are also passing through, I can only say, keep on travelling and bon voyage.